Hi everybody. This will be video number one of probably three where I try to introduce and teach you a little bit about differential equations. So I figured we could start at the beginning. What motivates us to study differential equations other than the fact that it's going to be on the AP exam? So consider situations like these. Benny puts money into a bank account that gives him 5% interest. Bertha lives in a thriving city that's growing at a rate of 15%. We've seen scenarios like this lots before, and we've been asked to model or write an equation to describe the growth of the money or the growth of the population lots of times. Perhaps you're already thinking that this should be some kind of exponential model, and that's awesome because it absolutely is. But do you know why? And how can we prove it? From a calculus point of view, both of these situations describe times when the rate of change for either the money or the people, depending on the scenario, is the rate of change is proportional to what's already there. So stop and think about that for a minute. If you had 5% of a $100 investment, that'd be good. You'd have $5. But what if you had 5% of a $200,000 investment? That would be significantly more money. So our rate of change, our growth in the money, is proportional to the amount of the investment. It'll work the same way with the population problem as well. So in these scenarios, we could create a model that looks like this one right here. dp over dt equals kp. Well, let's start with P. P would stand for the initial principal or the initial population, depending on which situation we were talking about. We know dp dt would represent the rate of change of that amount. And that means that the K, that's right here, that's our constant of variation or a constant of proportionality because we could algebraically manipulate that equation into dp dt divided by P equals K. That shows us that that proportion of the rate of change to the current amount is always going to return a constant value. So that K, that's going to change from problem to problem, just like it did in all of those direct and inverse variation problems that you worked on in Algebra 2 and Pre-Calc. So for Benny's situation, we are looking at a scenario that looks like this. Since his interest rate was 5%, dPdt would be equal to 0.05p. The rate of change, the interest if you will, is equal to 5% in decimal form of his initial principal. In Bertha's scenario, where the city was growing at 15% population, the rate of change, the growth, is 15% of that current population. And again, more people in the city, more growth will happen from a raw numbers point of view, but percentage-wise, the change is proportional to what was already there. But how do these differential equations lead us to the exponential models that we know apply to these scenarios? And what is a differential equation? So let's take a brief look at the next page here where we talk about a couple more vocabulary items. A differential equation, you heard me use that term just a moment ago, is really nothing more than an equation that involves derivatives, which are sometimes called differentials. And since we had up here, dp over dt equals 0.15p, that's a derivative, so therefore we call this a differential equation. So these differential equations give us information on how one quantity changes with respect to another. In this case, that initial population. So we have to figure out how we can use calculus to undo that derivative, and that'll take us back to our original equation, which will actually model the true amount of change in each of these populations, whether it's money, people, or whatever the case might be. In the next video, we'll get into how do we actually do this, how do we solve these differential equations. Thanks.